What's up, family? Sorry, I'm gonna be trying to dodge the sun here because it's hit me right in the face, but this is gonna be kind of the loose part 2 to the Mandela effect and NASA video I posted just a few days ago now. I found these 2 other videos that I feel could be interesting and go along well with them, as well as I want to put y'all on some some more Danny Jones podcast episodes with some interesting guests that I feel like they're definitely worth watching if you're into the UFOs, space, and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But that being said, let me move this over to my other screen here. I'm gonna drop the cam and we're gonna watch those vids together. We want it about here, and if I open this, check this out. Also, sorry about the quality. I'm gonna make sure the volume's good. Yeah, sorry about the video quality, but obviously this is a fucking screen cap of wherever it was recorded originally, you know what I mean? Again, I wish the video quality could be better, but that being said, check out Unsolved Conspiracies too, because this is a crazy post and a crazy video to find, honestly. Interesting that this is their logo.
This is NASA and the Apollo logo. Here is Stanley Kubrick and this is Neil Armstrong, the first man walk on the moon. There is a model of the lunar lander. There's Stanley Kubrick. Here you got NASA, astronauts, and Stanley Kubricks at the top of the set. Here they are simulating low gravity with
like
wires around their
showing.
suits. Here they are building.
And I just want to say, the wires on the suits, I was thinking about that in the Mythbusters episode, like, how easy would it have been for them to just throw the weight off a little bit, and then it doesn't perfectly mimic the zero gravity, you know what I mean? Like, these guys are scientists. They could definitely find a way, or like, they worked on movies and shit, both Kubrick and the Mythbusters. They could find a way to make it happen, you know what I mean? Let me close this window quick. Sorry about that. But yeah. So, in the Mythbusters episode, I feel like they definitely could have made it look like zero gravity. They just chose not to, or they couldn't. You know what I mean?
The lunar lander. And there is Werner von Braun entering the lunar lander. Again, Stanley Kubrick from the back, and there is the set at the television. The lunar lander again, and the set with the astronaut. Now take a look. This is the footprint of the moon, the first footprint. And Stanley Kubrick is right there. Analyzing the work. Here is Neil Armstrong, here is Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick and Apollo 11 logo there.
Stanley Kubrick.
This is
Is that not crazy, man? Like, here, I feel like I should run it back once in full, not pause it, not talk over it, and let y'all, you know, if you guys want to screen cap it, you know.
This is Stanley Kubrick and this is NASA and the Apollo logo. Here is Stanley Kubrick and this is Neil Armstrong, the first man walk on the moon. There is a model of the lunar lander. There's Stanley Kubrick. Here you got NASA, astronauts, and Stanley Kubricks at the top of the set. Here they are simulating low gravity with wires around their suits. Here they are building the lunar lander. And there is Werner von Braun entering the lunar lander. Again, Stanley Kubrick from the back, and there is the set at the television. The lunar lander again, and the set with the astronaut. Now take a look. This is the footprint of the moon, the first footprint. And Stanley Kubrick is right there. Analyzing the work. Here is Neil Armstrong, here is Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick and Apollo 11 logo there.
Stanley Kubrick.
That shit is crazy, man. You know what I mean? and the models, both the small scale and the large scale, could have been something that Mythbusters easily could have recreated, or people like Mythbusters, like Stanley Kubrick, would have had on his set of people, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, man, that almost completely confirms that we didn't go to the moon. We might go to high atmosphere or high orbit, whatever, but I don't think we've been through the radiation belt with people. Unmanned stuff, maybe, sure. But yeah, that, just seeing that. And then this is the one I was talking about in the podcast episode I just recorded. But, so what you're gonna see is something flying past over here and then go off the screen this way. Does this not look like CG with a green screen? And like, this is kind of casting a shadow over, like a tiny shadow over it, over here. Not on the piece itself, but like on the thing behind it. I feel like they'd be better than that, but yeah. Look for over here, it'll even get larger. One sec. Let me see it.
In 9 quick minutes.
There, it'll get bigger. Does that not look like CG, man? It's easier to see on the phone when you can zoom in, but it looks like it's, like one thing I remember from working with vectors in my graphic design course in high school, it's that vectors aren't pixelated, okay? So they hold their resolution no matter what size, but technically if you zoom out far enough, you lose resolution because of the screen, I'm pretty sure, and because it can't like show that much resolution in such a small space. So then you still have like that it's like it looks crisp, but because of how small it is, then it gets pixelated and distorted, but it has so much detail. It's hard to explain, right? When I was watching it on my phone, that's almost exactly what that little thing looked like in the background, where it was like a vector or a super high res image, but just shrunken down to this tiny point, and then they, you know, put a little spin on whatever it is, and then make it move super quick. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Actually, yeah. Here, let me do this. YouTube. Like this. And then if I go Danny Jones NASA first, there are a bunch. You can see physicist confirms the Great Pyramid's true purpose. So that one talks about Egypt. UFO physicist. Trainer declares war on SeaWorld. Interesting. Not really what we're talking about. Ancient religion professor, UFOs, the paranormal, and esotericism. This one was pretty good. I recommend watching that one for the UFOs and stuff. And I think that guy and this chick talk about how they relate to religion. Could be time machines, could be all this stuff, you know. And it kind of makes me think about the kind of makes me think about, oh, what's that theory I was just gonna say? Or yeah, sorry, it makes me think of the, like, if you kill your own grandfather paradox, right? I feel like because you're killing your own grandfather, because you would have to go back in time to kill this man you think is your grandfather, then you would alter the timeline in such a way that you would still be born, but not to this man you think is your grandfather. You know what I mean? Because there would have to be the guy that you go back to kill, and you would have to be born. So obviously it would break... It wouldn't break the timeline somehow, but it would have to work in a way where, like, how would you be born if your lineage wasn't there? That's the question. I think it would switch and you would be part of a different lineage, where, like, you would still be your father's child but not your mother's, or vice versa, and then you wouldn't have that person in your lineage anymore, would be somebody else. But then maybe after you realize, oh no, that wasn't actually my grandfather, or now, you know what I mean? Like, I thought he was in the past, but now because of this event, he's not, because it changed the timeline, you know what I mean? And then you get into the butterfly effect and ripples through time and all that. Like, I don't know, super interesting to think about. If I go to his channel, yeah, that one was really good. Jeff Kripal, he's had multiple extraterrestrial phenomenal activities, whatever you want to call it. Oh, and then this guy was talking about the future, like aliens being future humans theory. That was great. Actually, who was this guy? Human alien hybrids on Earth. That was pretty good. But yeah, there's a ton of information on this stuff. Like, if you like history, this guy was crazy insightful. Who else? Shadow Government. He was pretty insightful. And it's also crazy how many episodes he has with CIA people and FBI people. I don't know, it kind of makes me think more and more that he may be a plant or picked up as an asset, but then the people he talks to are still credible, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's hard to say. This one was definitely good for brain stuff. Talking about how the CIA controls people, yeah, DARPA, mind control. You know, they're all using it. That's what the blue lights and like all these, all the EMF shit is for. Like, Wi-Fi gets in the way. What else was he talking about? He was also talking about how the body can regenerate, but is blocked by EMF waves and all these like signals from, you know, outside of us. I think that's crazy, but it makes sense, you know. Who else? This one was great. I watched this whole thing and then I watched it back, but Great Pyramid Theory, talking about how it was probably a chemical factory or chemical factories. That was awesome. This guy is crazy smart. He's talking about, well, they're all crazy smart, honestly. But, you know, aliens, this guy's talking about, like, what's it? One of the really crazy things that he mentioned that I thought was really insightful, or it made me think, is with, like, there was a point on Earth, there was a point in time on Earth where trees were falling, but they weren't getting broken down and decomposing, so you would have had this layer of dead trees in the earth, and then it gets piled up and stacked on top of with whatever else, but then that's where you get these organisms like mycelium and mushrooms that eat stuff like that, like they eat decomposing bodies or trees or whatever it is, and then they grow from that. Whereas most of the time it's usually just animals or living, like insects or whatever, that are like eating stuff, breaking it down in their stomachs, and then defecating it, right, pooping it out. But then you get plants like mushrooms that are breaking it down, and now they even find they found mushrooms in Chernobyl that are like feeding off radiation and are cleansing the soil of radiation, and it's like, holy shit. No matter what you throw at Earth, it's going to have to find a way to adapt and, you know, turn it into fuel. But the fact that all those logs and the decomposing bodies and whatever broke down, that's where we got the fossil fuels from. And now it's hilarious that we want to turn it into clothes and stuff, because I've seen, like, landfills and stuff. It just makes me think, like, oh yeah, I guess technically if you shove it into the earth, eventually the earth is going to make some shit to break it down and turn it back into the earth, right? Break it back down into its natural materials. But it's, you know, it takes time to evolve to do that. And in the meantime, we're just putting a bunch of bullshit in the ground for no reason. But, you know, I still believe in the, like, what is it? Reduce, reuse, recycle, reinterpret or reinvent stuff, like rebuild with it. I seen a great quote that said, like, if it can't be, reduce, reuse, recycle, turn into something else, etc., etc. Maybe it just shouldn't be in the fucking production line in the first place, you know what I mean? But yeah, what was it? Stargate Spy, What's on Mars. This one was great, going back to the aliens and space stuff. Didn't get to watch this one very much, but I'm sure that one's good. Ancient Leviathan technology, levitation, not Leviathan. Sorry, dyslexia. Ancient levitation technology. Now I'm starting to forget these ones, but yeah, he knows a lot about religion. Jeff Kripal, multiple UFO and phenomena, encounters and experiences. This guy was talking about how one of the videos, something about faking videos, and how he's been talking to people who know about stuff and fake videos. This one was a bit meh. I don't necessarily recommend, but it's good to get information on other people's points of views, right? Randall Carlson and Ben Van Kerkwyk, great. I should watch these, honestly. Mind control flying saucers. Aerospace scientists are wrong about UFOs. Interesting. So yeah, I do want to watch those, but maybe I'll even watch some on stream, you know what I mean? What the... God damn. Police officer wrongly accused of trafficking 750 million in drugs. So if it wasn't him, who was it? And if he was wrongly accused, who framed him? Who accused him? Because they were trying to cover up their own tracks somewhat, right? Interesting. Or was he part of it, but he was a scapegoat? Hard to say. But yeah. Oh, this guy's crazy. Yeah, bro, Danny Jones talks to so many smart people. I just want to go through all of these. But I know that, oh shit, he talked to David Lucas. That's sick. But yeah, there's so much information, it's hard to go through. You kind of need to have like specific topics or things that you're specifically looking for, right? Right now I'm looking for like NASA, UFOs, stuff like that. Sentenced to 105 years in prison. Interesting. Behind Elon Jack Sweeney. I've heard that name. Kind of want to check that out. But yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I highly recommend following Danny Jones. In my opinion, he is the new Joe Rogan. In my opinion. But yeah. That being said, I think I can leave this one here. I kind of want to add it. I kind of wanted to add those other two videos, and I might make a follow-up video on the Mandela effect and the UFO stuff and all that. But, you know, I kind of wanted to add my thoughts because it just, I stay thinking about these things after I make the video. Same with the Vegas sphere. And, like, I would love to know who's in charge of, like, the content programming for that and who puts up the visuals, because obviously they would have had something to do with the message because of the transition and what I talked about in that video. But, you know, I stay having these questions and I stay thinking about stuff even after I post these. So again, if you have anything you want to add, definitely like tag me, send it to me. I'm active on Instagram all the time, so I'd see any DMs on there. If you want to drop it in the comments and let other people see, you can link stuff. Just don't do any like discords or promotional shit, just like the video or the content itself and then your thoughts on it. And let's try and add and find more information on this stuff, because I don't know, man, I feel like UFOs, it's either current human technology or future human technology, but I think it's still us and the creatures that we are on this planet. I don't know how much of it is necessarily from other planets, which sucks to say, but it's like, I don't know. Then I also think about the fact that with how perfect this planet is, it probably is simulated to some extent, whether it's like by God who made the planet and put it right here for humans to live. Maybe it was aliens trying to do some sort of experiment, DNA collection, whatever it is. Could be future humans trying to come back in time and save the planet because they know what's coming, if it's Terminator outcome, whatever it is. I don't know, it makes me think, but now I know for sure we didn't go to the moon seeing that Kubrick footage, you know what I mean? And I tried posting that on TikTok, reposting it, 0 views, so they obviously shadow banned it, ghosted it, like they made sure it didn't get to anybody, deleted it, re-uploaded it with a different caption, all that, same thing again. So obviously they don't want it out there, but this is a little bit of a archive post, you know what I mean? Just kind of archiving content for humanity and myself, obviously. Anybody else that's looking for it. But yeah, I don't know about y'all, but that almost definitely concludes that for me, saying like, we didn't go to the moon, man. We didn't put people on the fucking moon. You can put unmanned shit on the moon, and you can put people in atmosphere or high orbit, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I don't think we put people through that radiation belt to get them to the moon. Not yet, anyways. You know what I mean? And one guy on the Danny Jones, or yeah, I showed the clip in the first video, was saying how probably we'll never have honest government if that lie continues, that we went to the moon, put people on the moon, and we're so great and all this shit. But like, man, the States is getting to the end of its life, whether it's like money and the fact that they have to spend so much on military just to keep their economy afloat. And if they stop the military spending, then they're going to be officially in a recession. Or the fact that the government is so corrupt it doesn't know fucking head from tail, and it's just chasing itself around in circles, like, or like, I don't know, that's what it seems like from an outsider looking in on what government does. It's like they're just running around in circles. So obviously it's just more smoke and mirrors, bread and circus, meant to distract from what they're truly doing behind the scenes. Because obviously, even if they're not getting together in groups like the WEF or the World Health Organization, whatever it is, or Bohemian Grove, or etc., they still have these common interests when you get to that level of success or monetary success, whatever it is, that, I don't know, you just start thinking different. You're not a normal person anymore. You're not regular. You're not lower middle class. You are fucking upper echelon elite. What does that entail? What does that come with? Because obviously could be going to Diddy all white parties or whatever the fuck, like, you know what I mean? Probably start getting contacted by lobbyists, Epstein type people, Mossad, CIA, all these intelligence places, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? All I know is I'm trying to collect some data, archive it, put it together for myself and other people, you know what I mean? That being said, about to hit like 25 minutes here. I'll leave it here for this one. This is kind of the loose part 2, like I said at the start of the video, to that Mandela effect NASA video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link to it, and I'll link to my channel so you can check for my other content like the Vegas Sphere videos that I uploaded. If you don't have time to go through the first 4 episodes, I think that were stream VODs, re-uploads of the stream, just go to the last one, because that's kind of my concluding thoughts on it, and I kind of culminate the information there, and that's only like a 20-30 minute vid, I think. So, and then I still have the podcast episodes on there if you rock with those. So check them out, hit follow so you don't miss the other videos I post, and if I add others to this series or whatever else, like, excuse me, I'm constantly trying to look for new information and kind of add it to my mind map of information, you know what I mean? But I'll leave it here for now. Definitely check the channel, check out my other vids, peep the other social medias. I'm always on Insta, like I said, showing like art, music, other projects on there, and then you can check like my Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever you want for my music. But that being said, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Stay safe. Good luck. Easy. Well, I was gonna leave it there for this video, but I was looking for pictures to use for the thumbnail for this video, and I came across some more stuff that I thought would be pretty interesting to add. So I'm gonna keep going. This is a few. This might be like an hour or two later from when I recorded the last one. But so you can see here, this is what I looked up. I googled real UFOs, right? And this one pops up, the declassified one from the jet that they were talking about. But then I'm scrolling down here, and I see, you know, this kind of stuff. This is kind of crazy looking. You know, the same ones. Okay, these look real. What, brother? So that's it, eh? That is the flying saucer, I guess. Like, bruh, oh, I didn't even see this one. Man. Well, there you go. I wonder if this one is AI, actually. It's hard to say. The floor looks weird. It looks like it's just, they boosted the sharpness and the definition of it. I don't know, it's hard to tell if that's AI, because that edge of the shadow looks really weird. That looks too crisp. I wonder if that is AI. And this. I think that kind of gives it away. Man, that's tough if that is AI, because it's getting good. Like, it's hard to tell. This, obviously, is real. You can tell, because there's multiple pictures of it. Like, look at this. This must have been like declassified gray work stuff, like, and I kept scrolling down here. So here, let me pull this up bigger. What is it? Like this. But it doesn't let me zoom in. Nice. Okay. That's better. Man, look at this. We got how it works and all that. They reverse engineered this, I guess. Sorry. That's crazy. But you can see, I saw there was one that had plans for it, but it shows 3 jet engines that I guess push this turbine, and then that would make sense how they talk about it going vertical and moving like that, right? How pilots have seen UFOs moving weird angles. Bruh. This is them flying it, I guess. What the hell? The one I saw, yeah, I saw this one. Meet the Air Force's American-built flying saucer. The one I saw, it said Nazis were trying to use this for war, so it's probably reverse engineered from them, right? And I saw a bunch of other stuff. That looks crazy. That looks like retro futurism stuff, though. This one. That's crazy. These aren't the ones I was seeing, though. Let me see if I can find the exact ones that I was seeing, because I screenshotted them on my phone as I was going through, and they just kept getting crazier and crazier. So yeah, click this one. Then I click this. And then we click this. This world craft scene at Langley Air Force Base. Right, you can see it floating. That looks real. Doesn't look like AI. You can see the turbines, and it looks like the exhaust curves around to blow on this turbine. And then what was next? Yeah, then I clicked this one. But, man, look at this. This looks like what I was showing with, like, SpaceX stuff, right? I wonder if this is, like, a real fucking... If these are real UFOs, like, these would be, like, future ones kind of thing. But even that... The side doesn't look too... It looks kind of bent, but I wonder if it crashed, right? When it comes to UFO sightings, California is once again the leader, which makes sense since it's close to the Nevada desert and all that, right? Oh, shit. Let me go back through. So click that. And then... What is it? You can see other shapes that they've seen here. Right. Zealand, Lancashire, Birmingham. And this is the shape of them. Jesus. Yeah, so they're out there, man. People have seen them. People have been documenting them, right? If I go... Oh, which one was it? Sorry, I'm trying to follow the exact path I would have taken before. So I click this. Click this. Right. You can see this guy's talking about it. This is the bell-shaped one, I guess, right? More of a dome in the center. This guy built a replica. Reactor. Waveguide. Original sketch by Bob Lazar. Wow. Yeah. See, this stuff is crazy, man. But it leads me to believe that it is all, like, man-made, reverse-engineered shit, whether from current or future humans. Can't admit that we don't know. This is interesting, but it just looks like future, retrofuturism stuff. Yeah, that doesn't really look like a UFO. The hell is this? Navy says UFOs are real. Are they little green people? Have heard that, like the little beings. One of the podcasts I was mentioning earlier with that woman, she was talking about, like, fuck, what is it? A woman who kept a diary, but she encountered this being with the cloved hoof feet, whatever, hoof feet, and it smelled strongly of sulfur, which is something that, you know, people talk about often when they talk about alien encounters. I wonder if that's on the ground then, or if it's in the air. See, that's interesting. Then what the fuck is this? Roswell. And that's a huge fucking ship if that was Roswell. God damn. Yo. Bruh. This shit's just out here? World's first UFO. In Italy. 14 years before Roswell. Facts. But yeah, look at this shit. Also, that's a really weird wreckage pattern. Why is it sitting on top of shit like that? Does that not look kind of strange? This one. Actually, if I go... Oh, how do I go back from here, though? That's kind of cheese, because if I click off of that, yeah, it's gonna... See, that is kind of annoying. But then, what was it? I click that. Yes. Kind of want to go back through. Desert image. These look like artist renditions. Yeah, that's probably AI there. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's kind of crazy. And that looks kind of real with the motion blur and like the vignette on the from the lens. See, that looks like it's in a show or something, like an old show. in like the 90s or before. See, some of this, it's hard to tell, like, that looks like it's a show or something else, artist rendition. But then you see stuff like this. Like, bro. But yeah, I think this definitely adds to, like, the gaslighting and... Interesting. Like, the gaslighting and them saying, like, oh yeah, it must be from other planets. But it's like, bro, it's probably man-made shit. Reverse engineered shit. Like... Yeah, see, like... What the fuck? Looks kind of real. That looks like it's from Star Wars or some shit. That doesn't look real. And that looks like the same image. Yeah. Same image with it light on the bottom, light across the top. Same image edited over different backgrounds. I think this is the Tic Tac that they talk about. But then see this. How do we make this? With modern technology, modern science, you know what I mean? This at least has like turbines and engines, and you can see where the wind blows and how it would work. This, it's like, what the fuck? How does that work? Where's the propulsion? Where's the, you know what I mean? That's what leads me to think that it is future stuff. And if you listen to the Bob Lazar story and what he says about like the reactor inside and how it ran off element 151, and then after they discovered that and did more research on it, then they added that to the periodic table. Like, man, imagine a world that didn't get energy from fossil fuels but from nuclear power, and then went straight to flight with the nuclear power instead of like fire and combustion and like expulsion and you know what I mean? That looks kind of crazy. That looks pretty real. That looks like it'd be from a fucking National Geo book from like the 70s or 80s maybe. And I think this is that same one we were seeing before, but even this looks like it has vents on it, right? Some sort of like, could be like a two-way mirror, some sort of reflective coating, but you can see through, like you see on like city bus windows, how they have decals, but you can see out the window, you know what I mean? And that looks fake from a show. That could be that same, like with the vents on the side, right? And then they have lights in between. I don't know, man. See, then you see shit like this and it's like, what is real, what is not, you know? Let's go here. Let's even do real modern UFOs. See if there's anything a bit more high def. Oh, is this the... I think this was that like octopus one, or the one with the arms hanging that they saw. Or it was like floating. I have the video saved on Instagram if it is still there, but... Here. I could even go, here, floating UFO with arms. Because it looked like arms hanging down off it. No. Modern UFO with arms, and it was in the desert. Modern UFO desert. Let's see. Fucking AI, man. Yeah. What did they call it though? F6, I forget what they call it. They looked at it on the Danny Jones podcast. What if I do that then? But of course, they're not gonna show stuff from the episode. Fuck. That sucks. Oh yeah, the triangle one here. Interesting. What's behind the UFO sighting? That looks like that SpaceX one. With the rocket on it. Hard to say, but yeah. Had a video on Instagram of one that looked like, this looks like a sphere or some shit, but the one, it looks like it's floating, and it's this one here. Looks like a torso or something with arms. The jellyfish UFO, that's what it's called. Yes. This one. Look at that shit, man. Let's see if I can get the video of it even. To YouTube. Jellyfish UFO. Let's see. Oh, and this is another angle. But yeah, this is where I heard of it from, what's it? The Ninjas Are Butterflies podcast. Let's watch this quick. Quality is terrible. That could also be a drone. Right? Like a huge drone. Some sort of surveillance thing.
This thing, they're calling it the jellyfish UFO. And it was a video taken by the U.S. military intelligence in Iraq.
Yeah.
They were tracking this thing, and they could only see it with a thermal camera. But this drone that was tracking it, they have the capability of locking in on a tire of a car from 27 miles away. But this giant thing that was floating, they said they literally couldn't lock onto it.
Oh, wow.
But it kept on going like white, black, like it was getting hot and cold. And then he said it went out over the water, dove into the water.
Oh my gosh.
Was under the water for 17 minutes, then shot off in the blink of an eye at a 45-degree angle. They said that they had these hanging arms. It looked to have scales, but then something appeared in California that looked super similar.
Identical.
Jeez, man, what is that?
Does that not look like 6 wings, 2 of which cover the feet?
Dude, it does.
I'm in debilitating fear right now.
This thing, they're calling it the...
Which, they, you know, if it is man-made stuff, they could be using biblical references to kind of hide what it looks like, you know what I mean? But doesn't that look like a flying kind of robot? 2 arms, like an arm here, 2 legs in the front, here and here, and then like an arm at the back on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, bro. So crazy. Yeah, this stuff's crazy, man. Because this is like, this does not look like a fucking... Wait, does it look at the camera? I'm looking at this one. Oh, it's so hard to tell. What the fuck? That's crazy, though. But you see what I'm saying? Like... Man, I didn't even know there was this much out there. I wonder if they're kind of letting more stuff slide now and trying to push the narrative of like, oh yeah, the aliens are coming kind of thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess this would be a good place to leave it for now. Just want to kind of add to the archive and all that, right? But again, if you rock with these, definitely support, subscribe, like the video, and share it. Save it to a playlist so you got this for later for yourself. And yeah, I'll leave this one here for now. I love y'all. Stay safe. Good luck. Easy.